Hello everyone, this is John Jenkins coming at you with a new video, and uh, I just did it again. So basically, this is a part of my series, which is called "Get Rid of the Us." And basically, whenever I speak, I'm always saying and so and like and so all these other things, including that all these other things, and I'm trying to reduce or eliminate that from my speech so that I can become a better speaker. My plan is to come up with a way to practice speaking in which I eliminate these things from my speech and therefore create a better speaking pattern which will translate into better communication and, you guessed it, profit. uh, so I just did it again. So my goal is to get rid of the filler words like so and, like, uh, ah, ooh, uh, yeah, that's another one. So let's get started with this practice. This is something that I've been thinking about for a while. What would I have to do to become a billionaire? What would I have to do to become a billionaire? What is the one skill that I possess? The truth is that I don't have one skill. I don't have one big giant skill that sticks out and stands the test of time. I don't have one gigantic skill like Henry Ford. I don't have that one gigantic skill to build that one thing that's going to dominate the industry for 20 years straight. I don't have that one gigantic skill that's going to revolutionize the industry and I'm making billions of dollars just off of one skill. I don't have that one skill. But I have multiple smaller skills. I don't have the ability to build a chat GPT by myself, but I have various smaller skills. I have various smaller skills. For example, graphic design. And for example, I can do, I almost did it again. I almost did it again. So I just did it again. I can do smaller artificial intelligence projects. I can't program ChatGPT by myself in my bedroom, but I can work on smaller AI projects and have them actually work. I've seen this happen. I've seen this happen where I've programmed an AI program and it actually worked, and that's amazing. Almost did it again. My goal is to, if my goal were to be a billionaire, how would I do it? So I just did it again. If my goal would be a billionaire, how would I do it? In the history of the car industry in America, there were two big giants in the American car industry. I'm not talking about the Japanese car industry. in the history of the car industry, there were two big giants. There was Henry Ford, and a little bit after him was Alfred P. Sloan. Henry Ford was obviously Ford Motor Company, and Alfred P. Sloan was, I believe, the president of. Almost did it again. Alfred P. Sloan was the president, I believe, of General Motors. General Motors. Henry Ford was a master of one thing, which was the Model T. He had the Model A. He had the Model A and a few other models during his tenure, but his one great skill was the Model T. That was his one great skill. Obviously, he didn't build the thing himself. He didn't even finalize the design himself. He had a team of people working for him, but his skill was to initiate that one car that would stand on top of the industry for, I believe, 20 years. I believe the Model T was the top in the industry for around 20 years. That's a long time, especially nowadays when you have cars going in and out of style every year. Like, for instance, they have the 2022 model that came out last year. I'm sorry, the 2023 model came out last year, and the 2024 model comes out this year, and things of that nature. I'm not sure if that was a filler statement. It's on the borderline. It's sort of like a filler statement, but in the days of the Model T was the dominant player in the industry for 20 years. That's more than 20 times the dominance of a modern car. It was a machine that revolutionized the entire world. Almost did it again. Alfred P. Sloan, on the other hand, the president of General Motors. General Motors was a car company that was a conglomerate. It was a conglomerate from the beginning, from the very beginning. Even back during the days of the Model T, General Motors was a collection of car companies. They weren't the best at any one car, but they were the best at being a collection of cars. They were the best conglomerate in America. And I'm assuming that they not only had cars, they probably had commercial vehicles and construction vehicles, and even basic machinery such as standalone motors and things of that nature. Henry Ford was a specialist, whereas Alfred P. Sloan was a generalist. They were both extremely successful in their time. And there's a lot of research that's coming out that's saying that in the modern world, it's almost better to be a generalist than a specialist. Why? Well, the way they explain it in the literature is that with specialists, everything they know can be Googled. you can Google, if somebody's a specialist on the history of France, you can Google, well, where is Versailles? I believe the other day I was Googling what is the distance from Germany to Japan. I believe I was trying to find the distance in miles from Germany to Japan. Now, if somebody's a specialist and they know all about that area, well, I just outdid them in less than a second. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how fast Google searches are right now. It could have been a tenth of a second or a third of a second, 3/5 of a second. Almost did again. Almost did again. Back to my point. The literature is saying that it's almost better to be a generalist. Why? Because you can use your general knowledge to bring things that most people would say are not related and to bring them together into one arena. So I have a good chance of becoming a billionaire as a generalist. Now there is one caveat. There are almost 3,000 billionaires on the planet. More specific knowledge that I got from Google, more specialized knowledge that I got from Google. There are almost 3,000 billionaires on the planet. Only 14 of them are black. So only 14 of them are black. It used to be 15, but then Kanye West happened. uh, Almost did again. So it used to be 15, but Kanye West happened, and now there's only 14. I believe that, let's see, I believe that is 0.5%, because if it was 30, it would be 1%. So 30 would be 1% of 3,000. But 15 would be 0.5%. So I just did it again. I'm not sure how many black people there are on the planet. But it would be, I believe it would be 0.5%. So 0.5% of the number of billionaires on the planet are black. And if I had to guess, I'd say at this point probably 30%. Well, one night. Well, I don't know. I don't know. So if I had to guess, a more conservative guess would be about 20%. Let's say 20% of I just did it again. Let's say 20% of the world's population is black. I'm just being conservative. It's probably not 33% because you basically if you got China and you got India, that's basically almost 2/3 right there, or at least half. I mean, if you got China and India, that's basically half the world population right there. Almost did again. What I'm saying is that it's probably around 20% of the world's population is black. Around 20% of the world's population is black, probably. Why don't I load this browser up right now, and then I'll be able to check as I'm doing this. So, what percentage of the world's population is black? Okay, so it's about, okay, so 1.3 divided by 9. So it's a little bit more conservative than I thought. It's about 15%. So half of 1% of the billionaires in America, in the world, half of 1% of the billionaires on Earth are black, whereas 15% of the world's population is black. So the percentage of black billionaires is 1/30th of their world population. The percentage of black billionaires is 1/30th of the world population. What I'm saying is that not only, basically, it's very rare to have a black billionaire. So it's very rare to have a black billionaire. I just did it again. It's very rare to have a black billionaire in any situation. The thing is that if I'm going to be a billionaire, I'm going to have to work like crazy. I'm going to have to do something insane to be a billionaire. And it's already 18 minutes on this video. Well, that's it for this exercise.